Alright, so Sector 10 just dropped a couple hours ago, and so far, this is probably the most pay-to-win and whale-heavy sector we've had, by far. I've tried out a lot of teams. I've tried Ice Merlin, I've tried Melee, I've tried Lightning Merlin, I've tried a Longsword MANNIE, I've tried Wind CLOTHO Staff. A lot of them certainly can do 3 stars, but not at a low potential. Absolutely not. Before we even do anything in this video, I'm going to answer the question everyone's probably going to want to know. Can you clear with Melee? Absolutely not. I'm just going to show the clip and you'll see why. This is like the best damage rotation I could possibly do for MELIODAS, and it's just absolutely terrible. That was a P10 Gother ult, P10 Liz, P10 Daisy, and a P9 Melee, and we did about 15% of his health in about 30 seconds. So, based off that, absolutely impossible. We're on a massive losing streak with Melee here. I did make a mistake on Sector 9. I did figure out how to do it eventually after I did some research. So you can definitely still clear Sector 9 with Melee, but you have to start the combo out on Daisy. But yeah, anyways, Melee's cooked. Don't use him. But to be honest, we should be happy that he's lasted 9 entire sectors, and he's basically been extremely good since March, so he was basically in the top spot for like 5 entire months in a gacha game, and that is very impressive, to be honest. And if Derriere buffs Dark in any way, then Melee will have a comeback for sure. Anyways, let's move on to the rest of the video. My CLOTHO is P5, so anything involving her is pretty mediocre. When I use Merlin Ice, it's not so bad, because my Merlin is P10. But when I use Wind CLOTHO as a DPS, it is absolutely horrible. I'll be showing a bunch of clips of my DPS with those teams later on in the video. But first, let's get into the things that actually work. So my best time is actually with Lightning. That's just because my Lightning is basically perfect. After all of my testing, this came to be my most consistent team. Because my CLOTHO is P5. If your CLOTHO is like potential 7, 9, or 10, you would probably use her here over Gother. And then you would just do a standard like ice tag cycle like you would have inside of the Tyrannus raid. But since my CLOTHO is P5, she's basically unusable. I mean, she's alright, but this happened to work out a lot better for me. So what do I think the requirements are to actually clear this? I'm probably going to say it's around P7, to be honest with you. P9 helps a lot, P10 helps quite a bit. Yeah, it's definitely 7 or 9. My fastest time with this is like 1:15, so you do have a minute and 15 left. Pretty sure with P7 you could make up that difference in a minute and 15 seconds. Also, my build, absolutely atrocious. I just threw this together in like 5 minutes. I had 20 cold beads. I ended with tag skill and cold damage. That's about it. Rolls you'd be looking for is cold damage, tag skill, cold attack, crit damage, stuff like that. Stuff that directly helps your tags and nothing else. Obviously, I have Limit Break 7 weapons here just for more damage. Book is Limit Break 7. My armor is level 2 with crit damage. It's like a 1 out of 3 roll. Pretty attainable for most people, I would imagine. But I did hit big on my accessories yesterday. I got double buff, which is very good to keep the 7-piece raid active for longer. And I got this. This has literally like saved me. This is basically all you're looking for inside of Tyrannus. You're looking for a ring with crit damage. And I finally got it, so I'm very happy with that. Daisy, Spring Robe, 3-set Hymn, Spider Boots for longer first strike. Gother has as much debuff as humanly possible. Spider Boots with debuff, very high percent. Dark Chaos Earrings with debuff, pretty high percent. Debuff on the armor, armor is level 3. Looking for as much debuff as possible. You're probably going to want like 60 to 70%. We're just using this random book with magic. Doesn't matter at all. But Gother ult will be the key part of this entire setup. Minimum potential is definitely going to be potential 6. Otherwise, you're probably not even going to want to try this. Just to reiterate this, it is a very, very well-heavy sector. I don't think a free-to-play is going to be clearing this unless you have the most insane rolls on a Ice Merlin. I think a high potential Ice Merlin is probably the only hope of like a low spender or free-to-play clearing this consistently. We can just look at the leaderboards to prove that fact. It has been 5 whole hours, and we only have 36 people on our server who have finished this, and they're not even close to 3 stars. So rank 20 and up are the only people that have 3-starred this sector so far. And from what you can see, you're not going to see anything off meta. You're going to see Ice Merlin, Lightning Merlin, Ice Merlin, Ice Merlin, Lightning, Ice, 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 Ice. Pretty much ice as far as the eye can see, some lightnings. There's not a single thing here that's off meta. It is Ice or Lightning Merlin or a Wind Clotho. So basically, if you're free to play, low spender, your Merlin's like P5, your Daisy's like P4, Gother's P5, Liz is P5. I would probably confidently say you are not 3-starring this unless some new like setup comes out. It is pretty disappointing, but I am going to share my rotations and my skill combinations to try and help basically anyone that has like the bare minimum requirements here. But anyway, let's get into it. As far as his mechanics go, there's basically nothing but tornadoes that come through the arena and buff him whenever he gets hit by them. The tornadoes then stay in the corners, and if he's ever in a corner, he will infinitely stack up to 10, and he will basically become immortal. So we're just going to go ahead and show that off real quick. He also does a lot of damage. Doing this without a healer is basically going to be impossible. But let's get the tornado to go through him real quick. I gave him a stack of Sandstorm's protection. He gets attack and 40% defense, which is massive. Basically, once he gets 10 stacks, he has 400% extra defense. So he might as well be completely immortal. Now his buff does wear off after 30 seconds, but it is quite hard to not have him hit a tornado within 10 seconds. This mechanic alone will make or break your entire run. If he gets like 10 stacks within 30 seconds, you might as well just leave. But yeah, let's get into their skill rotations. They will be very quick. This is not for free-to-plays. This is not for casual players. This sector is actually very difficult and very well heavy. But hey, I didn't make the game. Don't hate me for it. I'm just going to show you what I do to actually clear it with multiple different people. So we're going to start off, first strike, use all of our turrets, swap to Liz, use both of our skills, swap to Gother, freeze him, do Q, Q, E, Merlin, 3 normal attacks, hold the Q, build up our Frost Mark, do a combo ult, push E, swap 3 times, and we do quite a bit of damage, and sometimes you'll just explode. But we can try that again. You are going to want to be as quick as possible here because he'll start flying away. Alright, 4 stacks, combo ult, skill, 3 swaps. And we're going to rinse and repeat that cycle as much as possible. We're also going to try to keep the tornadoes away from him. And try not to die here. Probably gonna wait for the Gother ult to come back in 3 seconds. 2, 1, use it. Okay, he's frozen. Do our attacks. Frostmark. E. Tag. 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 And he's dead. So that was slightly on the slower side, but you could probably do this in like 1 minute maybe if you're perfect with ice. I am really, really bad with ice. I just learned it in like 2 or 3 hours just to put it in a video. Like I said, you're going to do significantly less damage if your potentials are lower. So in my head, the absolute bare minimum potentials are P6 Daisy, P6 Liz. Merlin, like I said, it's probably P7 or P9. And Gother absolutely has to be P6 or higher, because you will not get any magic from him unless he's P6. Obviously, his P10 is helping a little bit as well. I'm pretty sure you can get those 3 tags off within the extra 3 seconds that P10 gives me. You'll just have to be a lot quicker, and your build will have to be pretty much the same as mine or better. When it comes to debuff duration, I have 72%. But yeah, that's what I do on Ice Merlin. Next up is going to be Lightning Merlin. I'm just going to show the build, and then I'm just going to show the video. Now, my Lightning Merlin is probably my best character, and probably one of the best Merlins that I've seen. We have a base crit damage of 201%. Our attack increases 87%. Our normal skill is 32%. Our lightning damage is 14. I have a 3/3 roll on my weapon, crit damage, normal skill, lightning damage. My armor is a max crit damage with attack and magic, also very, very good. The earrings, very important. The ring, very important. My attack with food is 34,100, and she is P10. This sector is definitely a turn for the worse in terms of free-to-play. I could confidently say all of this is 3-starable with just a min-maxed low-spending account. I just don't see this being possible unless your potentials are like 7 or higher on basically everything. But anyway, this is the Lightning team. I'm just going to show a clip of my best run, and then we'll move on to optional DPSs. Alright, those were the only 2 viable Merlin teams that I could come up with within about 4 hours of testing stuff. Now, the other 2 DPSs that can definitely do this at a higher potential, Wind Clotho can most certainly clear this within 2 minutes and 30 seconds. My Clotho is P5, my weapon is basically useless on the roll. My armor is very mediocre, all it has is normal attack, but it is level 3. You're looking for normal attack, crit damage, and attack percent. Those 3 rolls are basically perfect. On the weapon, it's about the same thing. Also, this Breath of Glory staff is better than the Black Flame, of course, because you are not bursting. If you're wondering why we're not bursting, she doesn't have a single combo ult in this game, and she cannot burst on her own. If we bring a Wind Burster, the only options we have are Tristan, basically, and he provides nothing to the team in terms of damage, so it's just better that we don't bring him. If your Clotho is built really, really well, I think the minimum potential to 3-star would probably be tier 6, or P6. If she's P6 and well built, you definitely should be able to 3-star it, just based off the damage I'm going to show you guys with my very poorly built Clotho. This is the team I brought. My Clotho was P5, Daisy needs to be probably P6, Gother needs to be P6, the P10 helps him out a lot here, and Elizabeth is on Wind, and it is looking like P7 might be the minimum. P9 also helps a lot. Of course, if your Clotho is like P9 and your Liz is P6, then that would work. If your Clotho is P6 and your Liz is P9 or 10, that would also work. Either way you mix it, it has to be better compared to me, potential-wise. Yeah, I'm just going to show you guys the clip of the damage. Just as like a concept that it's definitely possible with a better build and maybe a little bit higher potential on Clotho. Alright, and the last team that I could possibly see clearing this is a longsword Manny. I literally just ran her on my melee sword. It's rolled decently for her. Like, she can use the normal skill and she can use the crit damage. That's fine. But overall, my Manny isn't that good. I definitely think you'd want her on the Glory Longsword with actual ice rolls built onto her. You're definitely going to want her at least P9. P10 also helps a lot. So if she's not P9 or P10, this probably isn't even possible, so you can just skip this or click off. The armor is level 2. You're looking for crit damage, normal skill, normal attack, maybe? Or just attack percent like always. 7-set rate is on every single DPS we're using here in the video, since they're all boosted by the sector. But yeah, once again, if your Manny's like P9 or P10 and it's built better than mine, you'll probably be able to 3-star this. Same thing as last time, I'm just going to show a clip of my best damage, and then leave it at that. Obviously, I'm showing clips of my damage just to prove that it could be done, but I haven't actually done it myself. And the reason for that is because it's not easy. It's still going to be a struggle even if you have the high potentials. This guy does a lot of damage, and he has a very annoying mechanic that if it hits 10 stacks, he's basically immortal. And I just don't have this many people completely built out. But that's why I'm showing multiple different teams. If one of you guys have any of these teams built out, and they meet the requirements that I've listed, you should be able to 3-star this. This is definitely anti-free-to-play. Do not think you're going to clear this with P4s and P5s and P6s. Another thing, pretty much universally, you're going to want to have this Untamed set on at least one of your units. This just gives you a 10% attack buff when you hit enemies from the back. You're probably going to hit him from the back since he's either going to be frozen by a go-through ult or it'll just fly over your head and you can easily just activate this. But yeah, those are basically my thoughts. This is by far the most whale-heavy and just overall hardest sector we've had. I don't think Elaine is even viable unless she's P10, I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw someone try her out at like P6 and it was just absolutely terrible. But I just didn't even try her, I knew it was gonna be impossible. Yeah, that's basically it for every single team in the video. I do have some final thoughts on this sector. Every single sector here, I could confidently say you could clear as a free-to-play or like someone who spent like $10. Pretty much you could abuse Melee for all of this content. But if things keep going like this, then you're basically going to need a full P10 hyper meta team. And even then, it's still going to take you like 20 to 30 seconds. Every other piece of content is like unbelievably easy. But this is where things get harder. And to be fair, it's not like you're missing out on much. You'll miss out on like a seal and some scissors. And you'll be able to get that at some point in your life, as long as you keep playing. So, you know, it's not a massive loss. You could just not do it. But I guess it is kind of like a bad omen for things to come. But yeah, I want to have like a more real conversation at the end here. We did hit 2,000 subscribers on the channel. I honestly didn't think nothing of what I was making. I started making videos on this game purely for my knighthood, just to help them out with using MELIODAS. And then I did some research on YouTube, and I did not like what I was seeing with other people and what they were putting out, the information they were giving. And I just felt like I could fill a hole in like the high tier, high quality sort of play. And I do understand this video is basically useless to a lot of people. You need high potentials. If you don't have them, no point in watching the video. But I do want you guys to try to at least learn the skills I'm using, the rotations I'm using, the roles you're looking for. Because that'll help you in the long run. Even if it doesn't help you clear this sector, it'll help you do something further down the road. If you just keep your account min-maxed and pristine, you will last a lot longer in this game if you're not spending. And from what I've seen about future content, I do think it's going to be a really, really fun game with a bit more polish and some more in-game content that isn't whale heavy. Like stuff like raids, you could do it with your friends. You could be like P5, P6, you know, put together a decent team composition and just clear things. The multiplayer in-game is a very big highlight of this game. And it looks like we'll be getting a lot more content like that further down the road. So if you stuck with the game and you stuck with watching my videos, I do appreciate that. But yeah, that's about it for the video. Thanks for watching. You probably won't see me until Derriere comes out. I really do not know what to upload in like the mid-season, like last week sort of thing. Basically every little thing has been covered in this game. I don't really know what unique perspective I can provide. I'm not gonna sit here and make a 20-minute video on like a Twigo event. I could do like leaderboard guides or like leaderboard rotations, but once again, that just requires like full P10, very min-max build. It's like super whale heavy, but if you do want to see those kinds of videos, let me know. Or if you do have anything you want to see from me, let me know. If you want to see like low potential videos, I do have to play on other accounts. I'm completely transparent with that. I physically cannot take my potentials off, but I would like to prove that it's possible either way. So I do borrow like a friend's account that's like low potential and do a video on it. It's basically like educational purposes. I've never even claimed their loot or anything. I would have just carried them on my main account. But I do want to be transparent about that. If you have a problem with it, I don't know, say what you want. It's okay with me. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.